My name is Jeremy Vasquez. I'm a mentor for Team 7028, the binary battalion out of SDMA, so St. Michael Albertville Robotics. I'm here not really on their behalf. I'm actually here more on my own behalf. Some of you may know who I am a little bit from my social media channel. I run Marketing Robots. I am on Instagram. I am on YouTube. I'm on Facebook, with YouTube and Instagram kind of like the main ones I care about. So you may have seen some of my short form videos that I put out there. If so, awesome. I'm glad that you've seen that kind of stuff. And if not, you're going to learn about me a little bit and who I am. But my session primarily today is how to market your FIRST Robotics team and why you should. This is something that I think is a huge gap in FIRST Robotics in general, right? Rightfully so, right? People come to robotics to build robots. They don't come here to learn about how to do marketing and business, right? It's like mechanical and CAD and programming and electrical. And then they're like, I don't know, here's a camera, go take some pictures. And you're like, oh, okay, and then what do I do with them? Drop them in Google Drive and we'll post them online somewhere, right? And like that's kind of like, that's it, right? That's kind of like the majority of it. And that's like bare bones. We can do better, right? And that's what this is about today. So, all right, so these are kind of the things we're going to talk about in this presentation. I have like a relatively short amount of time, so I'm going to try to go through these quick. But if you have questions, like please feel free to ask. First thing we want to talk about is target audience. Like the point of this session today is to give you an understanding of how to do marketing, not how to take pictures, not how to do video, like how to actually do marketing, like true marketing. Okay. So in order to do that, you need to have a good understanding of baseline knowledge of just what is marketing and like what do we need to like think about first before we start getting into taking pictures and videos. Okay. So we'll talk about target audience, who should care about your team and why. What does your team bring to the table that's valuable, right? So like your value, this is what we call your value proposition, a super important thing that you need to know. Your message, how are you going to get your message across to the people that you care about, that you think should care about your team? Your placement, where should that message go so that people actually see it? And then lastly is consistency. Like how do we ensure that your team keeps on marketing on a consistent basis? Right? I'm sure we've all had years maybe where your team is like people on your team that are interested in marketing, your marketing is like good, and then they all graduate and then just like just gone for years, right? And then it comes back. How do we not do that? Right? How do we like set something up so that it's consistent forever? And yeah, there might be some years where there's more people or less people, but overall like just keep the general baseline at least the same, right? Okay, so first off, let's talk about who should care about your team. And who do you want to care about your team? Okay? This here is something you should ingrain into your brain when it comes to marketing. If you're marketing to everyone, you're marketing to no one. If I like asked you right now, like who do you care about, who should care about your team? What are you tell me? Other teams, okay. Sponsors. Parents. Relatives.
Those who aren't actually a robotics team but are involved in robotics.
So those that aren't on a robotics team but are involved in robotics, okay.
Other people at your school.
Other people at your school. A lot of people, right? Like a lot of people. And the thing that probably some of you are like, well, I want everybody to know about my robotics team, like every single person. In like a perfect world, of course. In the real world where we all live, it's not going to happen. So instead, we need to figure out like who do we really care about, right? Like first. Who do we really care about first and foremost? And then maybe the next person, but like you can't hit everybody. Okay? Realistically, you just can't. And ideally, you shouldn't because it hurts your marketing when you do that. It dilutes everything if you're trying to hit everybody. It's kind of like having one person on your robotics team who just knows how to do everything, like they're the jack of all trades, right? They're not really good at anything in particular. They just kind of know a little bit about like all kinds of stuff, but they're like a master of none. It's like that. You don't want your marketing to be like that. Okay? You want to be known for something to someone. That's very powerful. Not like, well, I don't know, kind of a lot of people sort of kind of know that we exist, but like no one really knows what we do. That's the worst. You're in no man's land. Okay? Bad. You don't want that. So, who are you marketing to? And the big thing is this can change throughout the year because it depends on what you're doing. So, this is a really important thing that you need to know. It's going to completely change how you convey your message, how and where you decide to market your team, and how you track your goals. Okay? So, you need to think about that, like right now. before we continue this. And you need to have a very clear, what we call an avatar in your mind of who is the person that you are trying to talk to. And it's even good if you give them a name and they have a face. My person is Noah. Every time I make a video for Marketing Robots, I'm talking to Noah. Like, who the heck is Noah? Noah is the kid that I made up in my head, who is the kid who wants to learn how to do marketing better because he wants to get more funding for his team. And he wants to get more kids interested in robotics because he thinks robotics is super cool. But like all the kids in his high school think he does battle bots and they don't have no idea what he does. And every time he talks about robotics, people think that he's weird. But if I make content for Noah and Noah learns how to do marketing better, people at his school will know what robotics is about. And they'll think it's cool because they'll understand all the cool things that they do. And businesses will know about his team and they'll want to give his team money because they like want to support what they're doing and all that stuff. So Noah is my avatar. Every time I make a video or any kind of content, I'm talking to Noah. It sounds weird, but honestly, it will completely change your mindset every single time you put something out there because you know exactly who you're talking to. So think about that. It's a weird concept, but it will help you. Now, why should these people care about your team over a million other things in their life? This is the hard part, okay? There's a lot of things in people's lives that take up your attention, right? Social media, friends, family, movies, whatever, sports, jobs, relationships. All of these things are constantly taking people's attention spans. So why should they care about your robotics team over like all of the other things that are going on in their lives that they probably like care about? It's a hard question to answer, but that's something that we have to figure out. This is where your value proposition comes into play. So who are you and what do you bring to the table? So this is where you think back to that first question, like who are you marketing to? And now you got to think about all the problems that you solve for that person or those people, okay? The more problems that you solve, the more valuable that you are. Now, there's all kinds of problems that people have in this world. Students, businesses, mentors, etc., right? So some of the things that students care about that like they have problems with is they're bored after school. They get done with school and they're like, I have nothing to do, right? And they like sit on the couch and they watch TV or they're like, they don't have any friends or they don't know what to do, right? They're bored. Or they need a creative outlet. Maybe they like want to go and play games or something with people who also play games, but like they don't know where to go, right? Because they don't know anybody who does the things that they do or has the same interests that they do. Or they have no experience for a resume, for a college or a job, right? Like they're a senior and they want to go in some college, but they like don't know what to put on their resume because they haven't really done anything with their life yet because they're only in high school, right? Or they just need more friends. Some people don't have lots of friends, right? They're not extroverts, they're introverts, and they just wish that they had more people they could just like connect with. Sponsors and businesses, right? They need more visibility in their community. Businesses certainly want to, the businesses want people to know who they are and what they do, right? They want to like see that they are in their community, they're supporting their community, but they don't know how sometimes. Like they don't know what they should do. Or they need help with company events that they run. A lot of companies, they're like, hey, we have this Jumpstart thing going on, but we need like 70 people to help us out. And like we only have 20 employees who could help us. Did anybody have any idea where you can find some volunteers or anyone to volunteer? Right? We could help. They have funds they need to spend in order to get a tax break. A lot of businesses have budgets that they have money set away that they need to like give away by the end of the year or they lose it. So they like literally are looking for places to give it to so that they get a tax break. And all you have to do is be like, you can give it to us. Oh, okay. Just got to ask. Sometimes they need to increase their employee engagement within the company. A lot of businesses, retention is a big issue, right? People only stay there for 2 years before they leave. And so businesses are like, how do we keep people to like be more engaged at work and like stay at work for longer, right? Or like at our company for longer. A lot of it is like, well, if we show as a company we care about stuff that like the people who work here care about, then they'll like us, they'll like the company more because then they're like, oh, this company actually cares about things that I care about. So like they want to stay here longer, right? All things businesses care about. Mentors, they need an outlet for their creativity beyond work. I know it's kind of crazy to think about, right? But like adults also have hobbies and interests and stuff outside of work and family. I know, crazy. I played Magic the Gathering. I'm a giant Magic the Gathering player, huge nerd. Video game player. I just got like a little console, has like 15,000 games on it. Oh, I've been playing the crap out of that thing. Awesome, super fun. But sometimes mentors don't have any place where they can go and like do their passion. I'm super passionate about marketing and video making. if I didn't have a robotics team to be on to do this, it'd be a lot harder for me to do this. Because like, who's this random guy making videos, putting them out on the internet about random stuff, right? At least now I have like something to funnel it towards. Mentors that want to join your team need the same thing. They want to spend more time with their kid who may be on the team, right? That's a problem that they have, is like they're busy at work, they come home from work, and then their kid's off at practice for whatever, and they see them for like an hour, and then they go to bed. And that's sad. And I'm a parent, I have a 6-year-old, so like I know that feeling. Sometimes mentors just want a place where they can just spend more time with their kid and make quality memories, right? All kinds of things. So the more of these things that you can solve as a robotics team, the more valuable that you are. And once someone can see that you're valuable to them, completely changes the game in terms of how you market and why they should care about you. But if they don't know what you bring to the table, then like, why should they care about you, right? Over all these other things that they probably care more about. So why should they pick you? Again, there's many ways that students, businesses, other mentors can solve some of these problems, right? All the things I brought up on that last slide, there's a lot of ways that they can solve those problems. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be the one to solve them, but that's the question, is why are you the primary solution that they should look towards to solve the problems that they have, right? And the primary thing is, what is the unique angle that you have that differentiates you from all the other things that they could do to solve their boredom, or that they could do to find time to spend with their kid, or that they could do to, like, you know, give funds away to other organizations in the community, right? Like, what makes you special and what makes you unique to why they should pick you? And this is where we start talking about marketing our FIRST Robotics team to show why we're the best choice, okay? So all those things first are like the first things you need to figure out. Your value proposition. This is something every team should have. And now, it takes a while to figure this out. And it will be different for different people. So like, typically it's going to be something along like, we are, insert your team name here, and we help specific type of person. And again, this part is super important. It's not everybody. It's one type of person. You need to know who that one type of person is that you really care about right now. When I say right now, I mean right now in October of 2025, right now. Not just like this year, like this month. Because in January 2025, you probably care about different people than you do in October. And in May, you care about different people than you do in January and October, right? Like, it changes. So who's the person that you care about? So we are whoever, right? We help specific persons that they can solve this specific problem. We do this by explain how you do it. What makes you unique? You could do this other thing that would solve the same problem, right? But the reason why you should choose us is because here's our unique angle that we have. And then optional is what we call a call to action. What should that person do next? So for me, again, I run marketing robots. I am marketing robots. And I help FIRST Robotics teams level up their marketing so that they can gain more awareness in their community, gain more sponsorships and funding, and ultimately grow their programs. I do this by breaking down marketing concepts into easy to understand videos on social media. You could YouTube all the concepts that I teach. You could read tons of marketing books. You even take online courses that would teach you all these marketing things. But none of them are going to understand the unique experience that is FIRST Robotics. The reason why I'm different is because I've been a FIRST Robotics mentor and coach since 2018. I've seen firsthand how better marketing can help solve or help grow a robotics program. So if that's something that you're interested and you'd like to learn more for your program, you should subscribe to my YouTube channel and you should follow my social media pages, where I make videos all the time teaching all kinds of concepts about marketing stuff. And it doesn't cost you anything. It took me years. I watch YouTube all the time. I've taken multiple courses. I've read tons of books. You could do the same thing, and it took me like 5 years. But it'd be faster if you just probably watch my videos. Or come to my class. Okay? So that's what you want to think about. You should have something like this for your team, for a particular person. You could have one that's specific to students that you want to join your robotics team, right? Like recruitment. You know, we are team 7028, which is the team that I mentor for, Binary Battalion, right? We help students in high school who are interested in going into STEM careers so that they can become the next future leaders in STEM education and make a great career making lots of money. I don't know. I'm making that part up. I have no idea if they make lots of money. They probably do. I don't know. How much do engineers make? Probably a lot, right? Right? We do this by teaching students skills in high school that they're not going to learn anywhere else outside of high school. You could do some metal class in high school that the shop teacher teaches, or you could do super mileage, or you could be a part of Business Professionals of America. But the reason why you should choose us is because none of those programs are going to give you real world experience from real world professionals in a setting that is under high pressure, in time constraints with funding requirements, and it's actually like really interesting and fun. So, of anything you walk away from this course, this session today, is this. Come up with this. For each person that you care about, potential students to join your robotics team, potential businesses who should sponsor your robotics team, potential mentors who should mentor on your robotics team, right? All of those things. Because you're gonna change it, right? And every single time that you need to go and like talk to someone or market to some particular person, you know like what the angle is that you're going with, okay, to show your value. Okay, so how do you convey your message? Now, I'm going to specifically be talking about social media. There's a lot of ways to market your team. There's social media marketing, there's email marketing, there's newsletter marketing, there's in-person event marketing. But social media, in my opinion, is the most powerful because it's free. You can reach millions or billions of people, and if done right, it completely blows everything else out of the water. And again, did I mention it's free? Other than that, of course, it costs your time. But everything costs time, right? So you should think about how you message your stuff in different buckets, okay? You have like about us, so interviews, why I joined the team, day in the life, behind the scenes, really big to get like what you do out there, right? Because a lot of people have no idea what we do. This is super, super important, that you're not battle bots, right? That a robotics team is actually like a small business, which most people have no idea at all. They just think you build a robot, like that's it, right? There's nothing else kids do on the team. They just build robots, right? No, right? Behind the scenes, super important. Outreach and events, obviously, like we want to show that we're doing things in our community and that we're introducing STEM to other people. We're growing programs. We're starting new programs up out of the ground, or we're running events for actual like businesses. Robot highlights, another big one, right? Showing just our robots, which I think a lot of people focus on this a lot, and this one is pretty simple. It's the other ones that we forget about, right? The people. Tutorial and education, something you can do. All of us have a lot of knowledge, right, that we can share, but we kind of forget that other people outside of our team care about it. That's the reason why I make the videos that I do. Because I know that there's tons of people out there in FIRST Robotics who want to learn how to do this stuff, but like they don't know how. And they don't have a marketing mentor on their team who really knows how either. And so they just kind of like shamble some stuff together. And so like my main mission is teach, educate as much as I can. Because the more I educate and the more people learn how to do marketing better, the more our programs grow and the more and more STEM leaders that we make, which is my goal, right? Like as many people as possible get into STEM, STEAM, the arts, engineering, all that stuff. And then just fun and relatable stuff. This one is huge. I think this is one where a lot of teams focus a lot on because they care about like being fun and funny because it's social media, which is great. But like this hits a specific audience, and this is like students, right? How many of you probably make fun videos? Yeah, come on in. How many of you make like fun Instagram videos that are just like for fun, like pure entertainment? Probably most of you, right? Which is great. Who you're talking to, who you're hitting with those videos are like other students who might join robotics because they just see that it's fun and entertaining, right? Like they're like, oh yeah, that seems like they're having a fun time. Like I want to make fun videos too. Like that sounds kind of cool. But you're not hitting like business owners. You're not hitting mentors. Some of those videos might be being seen by just random people around the world that like are nowhere even near you, right? I had an interesting conversation through a DM yesterday with a team from Israel. They messaged me wondering how we get more sponsorships. I'm like, oh, it's an interesting question. It's a really hard question to answer. Like, what are you currently doing right now? They're like, well, we make videos on YouTube, and we put out a robot reveal video that didn't really do very well. We thought it would do better. And I was like, oh, okay, well, like, how well did it do? Like, what does better mean, right? Well, we just wanted to get more views. Like, we had one video that like blew up. It went viral. And so we wanted to get more views because we think we'll get more sponsorships if we get more views. I'm like, oh, So like if your YouTube video on your robot reveal got like 1 million views on it, you think you would get more sponsorships? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, are you sure? How do you know? Like, how do you even know who's watching your videos now? Do you have any idea who's watching your videos right now? Like, have you ever looked at your metrics and actually seen what region of the world is actually watching your videos right now? Most of the people watching my videos are like from the US, a little bit in Canada, and then like a lot for some random reason in like Asia. If you had 1 million views on a video on YouTube, like how many of those views are actually people like in your area? Probably like a tiny percentage. And depending on the video you put out, how many of those views were like business owners who actually have money to give you as a sponsorship? Probably like almost none, right? Videos go viral because like it's usually entertaining, so a lot of people share it. But that's it. It's just pure entertainment. It's not because, oh man, I saw this video on this team. I want to give them like $100,000 because this video I watched just was like amazing. Not usually. In fact, you'll probably get more sponsorship from a video that got 500 views. But it was laser targeted at business owners in your area. That will get you more sponsorships than a 1 million view video on YouTube. Because who you're talking to matters. Okay? So, think about all the different ways you can convey your message and all the different buckets and types of content that you can make that you put out there. Think about what you're making right now. Like, what's the content that you make most of the time right now for your team? Does it fall into one of these buckets? Most teams tend to sort of like pick, like they kind of fall into a particular bucket just by default, just because that's like the attitude or the personality of like the kids on the team. But you want to hit all of these, okay? So be conscientious of the fact of like everything you put out there. If it's only fun and relatable, that's great. But then like there's all these other things that you're not doing, and this is only hitting one particular type of audience. You're missing all the other ones, right, that you care about. So what type of format will you use to create this content? A lot of different ways. Photos, short form, medium form, long form video. There's written word, right? Just typing and like a blog or something like that. Graphic visuals like Canva templates or AI images that people create. There's audio like podcasts. Kind of comes down to just like what are you capable of? Like what is your team capable of actually doing? Who do you have on your team who has skills in these things? And ultimately like what do you like to do? In my opinion, the most powerful format you can make right now, as most of you probably all are aware of, is 100% video. Like, it's not even close. Short form, medium form, long form, any type of video, it's just better than anything, right? Now, obviously, some caveats to that is like you have to know how to do video. You have to know how to use like, well, you don't have to use a nice camera. You can use your phone. But you have to know how to edit it, right? You have to know how to like make it not boring, and there's more skills involved in making a video. But if you learn some of that stuff, like, oh my gosh, is it powerful compared to just pictures. And pictures are great too, and they're useful, but video's king, like hands down. Yeah?
Video editing software do you use?
DaVinci Resolve. Yep. DaVinci Resolve is 100% free. It has a paid version, a one-time pay to buy it. Whereas Adobe is typically a subscription, super expensive. Now granted, if you're all here at FIRST Robotics, FIRST does give you an Adobe Creative Cloud subscription like through your FIRST dashboard. But obviously like once you leave robotics, then you got to pay for it out of your own pocket, and it's pricey. Now, it is of course like the, what's the word? The industry standard, right? Adobe has all these different suites of stuff that kind of go together. There's Photoshop, and there's Premiere Pro, and there's After Effects, et cetera, et cetera. But there are a lot of programs that can do video editing, right? Like just because Adobe is the premier standard doesn't necessarily mean you need to use it. Once you make a video and you give it to somebody, do they have any idea what program you use to make it? No, right? They just see a polished video.
Except if it adds a watermark on the end.
Well, you probably shouldn't use that video editor. DaVinci Resolve though is free. That's what I use. And it's a one-time purchase if you want to buy it. But the free version is like fully capable of doing pretty much everything you'd ever need to do. So, all right. Now, when it comes to platforms, what are the different platforms that we have? There's a lot of social media platforms, and there's new ones that pop up all the time. So the main ones I would say that are pretty like effluent, that kind of have been around for a while and aren't really going anywhere, are Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Threads. Now, each of these kind of have their own strengths and weaknesses, right? And again, it kind of depends on who are you trying to reach, because not all of these platforms are good for everybody. Facebook, good for parents and adults, right? Like old people. I'm old. I'm 36, by the way. I'm not that old, but I'm old in this regard because I use Facebook. I was in high school when Facebook came out. I remember when it was like you had to have a college account to get a Facebook account. And I don't even remember how, but somehow I got one and I wasn't in college yet, and I was like, oh, I'm so cool, because only my brother had one. Now it's just lame, unless you're old. Then it's not lame. I don't think it's lame. Anyway, so Facebook's good for parents. It's good for business owners, because business owners are typically older, so they're on Facebook. Instagram, mainly for students, though there are, of course, older adults now on Instagram that there were more than there were like 5-7 years ago. So Instagram's also pretty good. LinkedIn, specifically for businesses. Most teams aren't on LinkedIn, and to be honest, LinkedIn's a little bit of a hard platform to be on if you're not an adult, because it's kind of like you have to be really politically correct a lot of the time. People get really upset if you say things on LinkedIn that aren't like professional. When I say professional, I just mean like they're well-written, blah, blah, blah. So I tend to stay away from LinkedIn. That's just me. But it's a really good platform. Again, if you're trying to reach businesses specifically, it's really good. YouTube is sort of its own weird platform, because YouTube is not really social media, right? I don't know how many of you like sit on YouTube just doom scrolling. Typically not the case. Like you go until you find something you want to watch, and then you'll watch it. Whereas like Instagram, you can just sit and doom scroll for hours, right? TikTok, same thing, just hours. So YouTube is a little bit different. YouTube's more of like a search engine, to be honest. People go on YouTube to like find a video about something in particular. Sometimes if you're bored, you'll just go on there until you find something that's kind of interesting. But like you're not usually just like scrolling YouTube. So YouTube is a little bit interesting, and it's a much more challenging platform to be on, but it's super powerful. You can hit everybody on YouTube. Twitter, also sort of hit or miss. Depends on, of course, who you are. Kind of hit everybody, but it's just different, right? It's kind of like the dead platform that kind of has been risen back to life because Elon Musk bought it, and it's kind of on an upswing now. But TikTok, of course, is sort of in a weird of a limbo right now, because it might go away, and then there might be a U.S. version that's coming now because they don't want China to give us propaganda anymore. But this one is a good one too, but it's mainly going to be for students. Snapchat, that one's also a bit more like direct message, but yep. And then Threads is kind of the new kid on the block that right now not a lot of people are using, but it could be a really good platform to get on, because you could establish a presence for yourself before like it really gets super populated. So, all right. So once you've kind of figured out who are you talking to, what's your value, what's your platform, how are you going to make content, right? You can do videos, pictures, etc. How do you keep it going? Like once you start the momentum, like how do you keep going so you don't just like fall off, right? The key to marketing success, honestly, in this, it's not fancy video editing, it's not amazing photos or great copywriting. It's just basically continuing to do it long enough until it pays off. Like the hard part about doing social media and marketing in general is that you're going to put a lot of stuff out there. You just get like no one sees it, no one comments on it, no one likes it. It's just like you feel like you're just throwing stuff at the wall, and like just you're not making any headway. And then eventually you stop because you're like, it's a waste of time. But if you just kept going just a little bit longer, you would have seen some progress, right? And like you just keep going, okay? And even then, just the process of like learning how to take better photos, learning how to write copy, learning how to do video, just the process of doing that also is a skill that you're going to gain, even if you're not seeing success right away. Okay? Don't give up. But consistency is the number one key to success. Just keep going, okay? Don't stop. Generate as many ideas as you can that fall into each of those content buckets. I think the biggest thing that a lot of teams struggle with is that like they don't know what to do. They don't know what to post. They don't know what to make, right? How many of you have gone to practice? Someone's like, take a bunch of pictures. You take a bunch of pictures, you drop them in like your Google Drive, and then you're like, they just sit there for like years. And maybe you post like 3 or 4 of them, but like you took 200. And there's 196 that just sit there and gather digital dust, right? Don't do that. The way to not do that is you have an idea of what you want to do before you go to practice. And then you take like 10 pictures and you post all 10 about specific things that you like cared about because you had it in your mind before you went to practice. Now, if you want to take extra pictures, great. But then you don't have to like sift through 200 to find like the 10 that you like, right? Yeah.
How do you come up with the idea?
Oh, that's a good question. How do you come up with ideas? That is its own topic in itself. Honestly, yeah, the best way to come up with ideas, there's kind of two ways. I would say is instead of trying to come up with ideas yourself, like off the top of your head, right, from scratch, look at the content that you see yourself, like on social media, right? Every time you see something that you're like, that was funny, or like, I like that, or that was cool or interesting, jot it down somewhere. Don't reinvent the wheel. If you find something online you've seen that works, like this got tons of views and tons of likes, how can you make a video just like that one for your robotics team with like a robotics twist on it, right? Like you don't need to reinvent the wheel. There's like literally millions of videos getting uploaded every single second, right? That you're watching on your phone all the time. Just keep an idea journal and just like this, and just write stuff down. And then like you will generate 50 ideas in like 10 minutes, so fast. And if you even just post one video a week and you had 50 ideas, that's a full year almost, right? There's 52 weeks in a year. Even if you post 2 videos a week and you had 50 ideas, that's 25 weeks of content. That's longer than the competition season. You're never going to run out of ideas, right? So don't reinvent the wheel. Otherwise, like you can sit down and just brainstorm stuff. Just like set a timer for 5 minutes and be like, all right, I'm going to make a video. Like give yourself a constraint. Like I want to make a video that's like how to something. And just fill in the blank as many times as you can. Not all these are going to be great ideas, but you'll probably come up with some decent ones, right? Even if only 5 of them were good, great. I just got 5 ideas, 5 videos to make. Post one a week, there's 5 weeks of content. That's a whole month. Boom, easy, right? There's a lot of ways to generate ideas. That would be kind of its own topic in itself, but it's a great question. I would say is do what works. Do what you already know works by what you've seen online. Make a content calendar. Track how often you're posting, switch up your content types. This is how you already have ideas that you've planned out in advance. So you know we're going to make this next. That means I got to get these pictures, or I got to get these video clips, or I've got to make this visual because this is what we're going to post about. And you already know what you're making in advance, so you don't have to think on the fly, like what are we doing? Okay? And that's how you track, like how often have we posted a behind the scenes thing? How often have we posted a fun or meme thing? How often have we posted an educational thing, right? You can like switch up your content types and keep track of that. Dedicate each week or time each week to creating content so you can build up a backlog rather than like make one thing and then post it. And they can make one thing and then post it. Make one thing and then post it. Make 4 things in one session, right? Plan out like 4 ideas and be like, okay, you're going to go take pictures today of like the mechanical kids. We're going to make a post about how we design a robot. You're going to go take pictures today of the marketing kids and be like, we're going to make a post about how we do our marketing. You're going to go and talk to a mentor, and you're going to make a video of them. It's like saying, why did they join the robotics team to mentor? We're going to make a post about like why mentors should join robotics. Okay, you all got your assignments? Go. And now you just made 3 pieces of content in one practice. That again, if you even just post 1 of those a week, that's 3 weeks of content. That gives you plenty of time to make stuff going forward, right? Batch content creation. And then lastly is assign roles to your team so everyone knows what they're doing. If you want to know what are some of the roles you can give, is these: content creator, content strategist, community manager, data analyst. Content creators are the people who like create the content. They take the pictures, they do the videos, they do the editing, right? They like make the stuff. The content strategist, you're the one who generates the ideas and you come up with the plan. Right, these are all the ideas I came up with, and we're going to post this one on Tuesday, and then this one on Friday, and then that one's going to be on Monday, and like you make the schedule and you come up with all the different ideas. I saw this one thing online, I think it'll be really fun to make, we're going to make this. You know, hey, photographer, go get pictures of whatever, right? Okay, snap, 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 and then they put it together. Community manager, you do the actual posting. It's like someone's actually responsible for like doing the posting, and if someone likes or comments on your video, you respond back, right? You want community engagement. And this is the one that probably most teams don't have, but is super important. Data analyst. Someone who actually looks at your data. How many likes did this get? How many shares did it get? How many comments? How many views, etc., to see what's working. Because like if you throw 10 things out there and one of them does really well, do more of the one that did really well, whatever it was. Do more of that one. And all of a sudden your team's marketing is going to go like just Because rather than like just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing if it sticks, just grab the stuff that's stuck and then make more of it. And then you're going to have way more success than just like, I don't know, I just put it out there and see what happens, right? Yeah.
For my channel, I use vidIQ for data analysis.
I do too. Yep, I do too. vidIQ is great. It's for YouTube, specifically for YouTube.
Yeah. Also, what is your thought process of making a...
YouTube thumbnails? Oh, let's chat about that at the end, because that's its own beast. So, all right. Ultimately, here's what you want to do. You want your audience to feel like they know who you are. Once they know you, you want them to like you. Once they like you, you want them to trust you. And once they trust you, asking for their support is really easy. Whether it's a business, a potential student in your team that you want to have join the team, right? A mentor or someone that you want to like join your team to mentor your team. Like once you hit all these, asking them to be a part of your team in any way, shape, or form, they're like, yeah, of course. I know who you guys are. Yeah, I've seen your stuff and it's super cool. I like it. And like, you know, you guys seem like you're doing some really awesome stuff. I'd love to be a part of it. And it's no brainer, right? All right, this is only the beginning. Effective marketing utilizes a lot of different tools. So if you want to learn more, you can always email me. Or as I said before, follow my socials. You'll learn all kinds of marketing stuff on a regular basis. It's free, doesn't cost anything. And let other people know. Something that, again, I'm very passionate about. I think it's a big gap in FIRST Robotics. And the more people that know about what I do, the more I can educate people. I'll go back to that because you might want that. So thank you all for being here with me. I appreciate your time. Go out there and market your teams better.